sweet, sweet. We're gonna go up one more level. We're gonna have a provincial battle now. Yeah, we're gonna have Ontario take on Nova Scotia. Make some noise! Ontario! Nova Scotia! Boom, boom, boom. All right, you know the drill. Rock, paper, scissors on scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. All right, Ontario wins. Do you want him to go first? All right, Nova Scotia, going up first.
Hey, it's me again. All right, guys, I'm sorry to do this to you, but the rest of the country fucking hates Ontario. I hate to break this to anyone that doesn't know this already. Anyone from outside of Ontario, real quick? Anyone from outside? All right. Please back me up on this, because they're going to get sensitive. I'm going to start things off with a statistic. This is just a little stat, a little for fun. 70% of Ontario's population is in the area between Toronto and Niagara, which is a lot like saying 70% of the shit in your body is in your lower intestine right now. They're already upset. Okay. There are 250,000 lakes in Ontario. It's like God didn't want you going anywhere, but still wanted you to have plenty of places to drown yourselves. But really, you guys have been douchebags forever, since the start of your province's history. Even though you're further south on the map, Ontario had to call itself Upper Canada. Calling Ontario Upper Canada is like calling your asshole Lower Mouth, okay? You can't do that, you know? Speaking of history, Nova Scotia was actually the first province to make slavery illegal. 22 years, thank you, 22 years before Ontario did the same. So, you're welcome, Alan. All right. Toronto's obsessed with being a world-class city. Everyone knows that. You're not. Take it easy. Toronto's a world-class city in the way that Special Olympians are still in the Olympics. You know what I mean? Seriously though, Toronto thinks it's a 10. I think it's more of a 6, really. Okay, that was a dad joke. You're right. I'm talking a lot about Toronto up here, but to be fair, I'm supposed to roast Ontario, and Toronto's not really Ontario, if you know what I'm saying. Toronto's very different than Ontario. Ontario is when you drive 50 kilometers outside of Toronto and there's no more brown people. Unless you accidentally hit Brampton. Speaking of which, at least Ontario is pretty consistent. Whether it's 1717 or 2017, they hate how many Indians live in Brampton. Okay? Ontario's slogan is "Yours to discover," which sounds like the slogan of a guy who doesn't warn you about his herpes. If you really don't want to discover everything, please warn me about that next time. The Ontario slogan actually used to be "Keep it beautiful" until they changed it in 1982. I assume they made the switch because of Hamilton. And really, Hamilton's the perfect example of the real Ontario, you know? Hamilton's CFL team is called the Tiger Cats. There's actually no tigers in Hamilton, but they couldn't go with the Hamilton date rapists, so... Really, you guys are cunts, though. Ontario... You're the most self-absorbed people in Canada. Like, who names... You shouldn't woo for that. See that they don't understand the problem, right? Like, who names a lake after themselves? Seriously, it's a very shitty province. Just look at Niagara Falls, all right? So bad in Ontario, even the water is trying to jump off a cliff. All right, thank you.
Dave Burke, repping Nova Scotia. All right, great roast. Leave it up to Alan. Make some noise for Alan.
Ontario, stand up! Good things grow here. All right.
Show them how we do, baby. Show them how we do.
I'll do it. Thank you, sir. So I had to do a lot of research because I don't know a fucking thing about Nova Scotia. All right. Turns out Nova Scotia is Latin. Didn't know that. It's actually Latin for the province without Latin people. It's a true fact. Here's some other facts about Nova Scotia. It's the birthplace of boring. Very true. Very true. It's also the province motto for Nova Scotia is the land of gingivitis. Just a flag with a bunch of spit and blood. That's what it is. That's what it's really about there. The provincial bird is the osprey. I don't have a joke for that, but I think we can all agree that's a bitch bird, right? Can we? Right? It's a bitch bird, right? Fuck it. And he's talking about how shitty Ontario is. He moved here to live, so how shitty is it? That's what I thought. Go back to where you came from. Feels good to say that for the first time. Oh, I get why people are racist. Okay. Nova Scotia is the province where teen pregnancy is not just it's on the rise, it's also a rite of passage. That's just a generation. It's a relay race. It's the furthest east coast of Canada. It is literally the end of loaf of bread of a province. It's unwanted, white, so you just toss it away. I had to Google some more stuff of this. Wikipedia, I went under the culture section of Nova Scotia, and it just said, nah fam. Nova Scotia is as diverse as a hillbilly wedding. So that's the fact about that. Nova Scotians are known to be polite, nice people, with always have a smile on their face, which is disarming because that smile comes from when a lot of white people are together and they can say the N-word pretty frequently without looking over their shoulders. That's what... Fact. Hashtag fact. Thank you. Nova Scotia is often like a lot of Newfie jokes, but neither of them can support their families. So, it's actually true. Sorry. I'm here to bring the facts here, guys. Trailer Park Boys is actually filmed in Nova Scotia. Yeah? Or they call it Nova Scotia Social Studies class. That's where they learn how to be themselves. Nova Scotia is known for giant lobsters. Also, crabs. In this area, right here. He's got herpes too. There are more pubs per capita than any province in Canada. So, like, if you're gonna live in Nova Scotia, you want to be shit-faced. That's how that goes. And so lastly, so we all know about the big Halifax explosion. You guys know about that? Not his nickname for when he bombs, but Halifax. So what it was a huge explosion that happened in the harbor, huge thing, and it would have been one of the defining moments of Canada. It would have been Canada's 9/11. Almost 500 people died, but no one gave a shit about it. Do you know how I know? Because 2,000 people died, and none of you knew that. There you go. Thank you guys so much.
Alan Shin, make some noise! Ontario! All right. So, we're gonna decide who won this battle. Make some noise if you liked Nova Scotia. There we go. And Ontario. That's Nova Scotia, oh my God! Away win for Nova Scotia. Great job. Have a seat.